Greetings at David Security, bringing you a security update from Tunis, Tunisia. Today is Wednesday, January 20th, and I hope you find this update helpful. Once again, the purpose of these updates is to empower the expat community living in Tunis, Tunisia with security awareness so that they can safely live in this beautiful country, all right? This is not a message of to scare people. I'm not trying to predict the future or anything here. What we simply want to do is inform the expat community here, living in Tunisia, also for travelers. There's some insights for travelers. So I'm going to try to make this update as brief and as informative as I can. So the title of this update is Perfect Storm Brewing in Tunis. All right, this update is meant to give some perspective over the general security situation in Tunisia. Also, the specific developments taking place in the Kasserine Governorate. So for those of you that don't know where Kasserine is, this is west central Tunisia. So it's located about 290 kilometers from Tunis. All right. And we also want to share some insights as to how can expats empower themselves or prepare themselves during these challenging times. Okay. So this is pretty much what the update is about. So let's get right into it. A perfect storm brewing in Tunis. All right, this sounds a little bit dramatic, but things are heating up in North Africa in general. And things here in North Africa tend to heat up really fast, and just as fast as they heat up, they cool down as well. So it tends to kind of break open, and then it just kind of goes away. All right, that's been the trend, but we as expats, we need to be informed because a lot of times, I've been here for 8 years and informing expats, providing security for expats, and a lot of times people feel that it came out of nowhere because they're not informed. So once again, this is why we share these updates. So basically, we have 4 developments taking place in Tunisia, which could make things very challenging. In other words, these 4 developments that are taking place could then trigger a new cycle of challenging time here in Tunisia. So I'm gonna share these four developments, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about them. The first one is the so-called rift within the former ruling party, Nidet Tunis. I say former because now the majority party here in Tunis, Tunisia is Ennahda, the Islamic coalition. So there's a link. There's going to be a link to each one of these points here, and you can read more about it. But basically, when we're talking about this rift, this new political dynamic here in Tunis, Tunisia, we're talking about a new landscape, one in which, like I mentioned, the Ennahda party is the majority and thus has assumed a sort of a more prominent leadership role within the parliament itself. So this development is a piece of this puzzle right here, the rift within the party. And this leads us to our second one, our second development, which is a perceived weak leadership within the government itself. Once again, it's a perception that, let's just say, the agitators can use as an opportunity. So this is something that we're definitely monitoring for our awareness and for our security posture. That's the second development. The third one is the big elephant in the room. The big elephant in the room in Tunisia is the unemployment/economic issues that are taking place. So if you guys remember, in 2011 there was a revolution that took place here in Tunisia, and one of not, if not the main reason, was the issue of unemployment, the issue of hope, the issue of economic prosperity. And this issue really has not been dealt with. So what we're seeing happening in Kasserine, for example, is the youth, the unemployment among the youth is, nobody really knows where it's at, but it's very, very high. It's at least over 30-40% youth unemployment. So the young people are taken to the streets in Kasserine, which has triggered a curfew, martial law, and a military deployment in the streets. So this development is a snapshot of the frustration that is really well throughout Tunisia. So although this is taking place almost 300 kilometers from Tunis, which is the hub where most expats find themselves, it is concerning in that this is a snapshot of a larger issue, and it could trigger into more widespread protests and civil unrest. And finally, the fourth development that we're monitoring and that is cause for concern is the development over next door in Libya. All right, we have the Islamic State terror group making significant gains in Libya state. So these four developments is what we're looking at. All right, we're looking at them and with concern from Tunis. Here, foreigners living here in Tunis, Tunisia, we need to be prepared, not scared. All right, and there's a way we can do this. All right, preparedness is a process. It's an empowering process first and foremost. So I'm going to give you a good start on how you can do this. First of all, I encourage you to review your security posture. What does that mean? It's very simple. What it means is before you even get into making a plan, all right, just take a piece of paper, all right, and a pen, and write down your routine. What do you do during the week? Where do you frequent? Where do you go to? Where do you hang out? And so forth. Remember, your goal is not to be predictable, and you want to avoid any high-risk places. All right, so just take a piece of paper and go through of your daily routine and see where you can easily see, okay, where there can be an issue just by doing that. All right, after you do that, then also take a piece of paper as well, and a paper that you could probably hang in your fridge or something. Put key phone numbers, people that you can contact in a challenging time, and also the emergency numbers if you don't already have them. Another smart place to have this plan or this list or this helpful document will be your smartphone, or you can even have a laminated form of it and carry it in your wallet with key phone numbers, key people you need to contact, and so forth. Number 3 is you should create a kit. All right, just assume that what if you were stuck home for the next 3 days and you had no power? All right, you should also consider any special needs that your family members may have, or your loved ones, or if you yourself have special needs. Think about 3 days of challenging times throughout Tunisia, where it's not safe to go outside, and where there's challenges all around, and we're still trying to assess the situation. So I want you to think about that. It's a good idea. This is not overreaction, not paranoia. This is something practiced throughout the world, and also involves places that are affected by the weather, for example. So it's not just for security reasons. The fourth thing is you should practice awareness. Keep in mind that 95% of the incidents, the crimes here in Tunisia, are crimes of opportunities. All right, so don't offer that opportunity. Practice situational awareness. Pay attention to your surroundings. I know I say it a lot of times. Check out my personal security series so you can learn the foundation, the building blocks of your personal security. And finally, stay informed. All right, make sure you register with your respective embassy and you're receiving their updates. Another good source is the Tunisia Security Update Facebook page. You can also subscribe to the blog and receive updates that way. Okay? So that's my update for today. I hope you found this information useful. If you have any questions or concerns about the security situation here in Tunisia, feel free to contact me at David Security, either through the blog or through this YouTube channel, or through Twitter. I'd love to hear what you think, how you see things going forward. We certainly wish the best for Tunisia, but we will be prepared for the worst. So that's my update for today, reminding you to stay safe and stay engaged and stay prepared.